David, this must be a triumphant week for the Conservative government. No one's resigned. There have been no fresh scandals. It's amazing.
Yeah, but remember, we are only on Wednesday.
Oh.
Didn't mention it at Prime Minister's Question Time, but I'm going to mention it. Brexit. This detailed discussion where it seems that MPs are talking at great length and it's not always structured. How does that strike you as a new MP? Is it the right way to go about things?
Well, I think it's key that Parliament must have a credible role in determining the destiny of our country as we go through this process. And the big risk of this whole debate is that essentially the government wants to use it as a power grab to go through a perfunctory process of discussing a withdrawal bill, but ultimately it's all about seizing power from the legislature, and actually the real deals will be done by backdoor through Cabinet and through power brokers and the executive, and actually Parliament will have no real influence over it. And that's why Labour's amendments are seeking to ensure that we maintain the influence of Parliament in this process and ensure that our democratic legislature has that role in ensuring the future of our country is safeguarded through the Brexit process.
I'll park the issue of Brexit to one side for a moment. A week today we will be discussing the budget.
The key objectives for Labour is to end austerity in Scotland. That's why we're absolutely opposed to any sort of cut in the departmental spending in Scotland, but also more fundamentally the direct areas where, for example, in social security we want to see any cuts to universal credit or the rollout of universal credit paused, but also any cuts to social security stopped as well.
Let's deal with that police and fire service VAT. Paul Sweeney, the Prime Minister seemed to drop a very heavy hint today that something would be done on this. Presumably it is something you will welcome, but then the argument will begin as to who takes the credit for it.
Yeah, well, I think it's a combined effort. There's unity of purpose across Scotland to really this is a bad move, but ultimately it was one that could have been avoided if we'd actually taken cognizance of the fact that we knew this was coming if we went for centralisation of police and fire. So it could have been avoided in the first place, but now we're in the position we are. We have to minimise the harm that that's caused and ensure that we get this VAT liability removed, and we can actually invest that money in our public services to ensure maximum efficiency. So we're all behind that.